All right, well, many say opposites attract, and this is truly the case with our next guest. We were just talking about this. Dante King fell in love with celebrity makeup artist Kim Lee, and after a 2-year courtship, the couple tied the knot in November of 2016. Look at those pictures.
I know, they styling and profiling all these years later. Now, because marriage is hard work, many embark on counseling before they say I do. And the Kings join us this morning with their own advice on how to navigate through love, life, and relationships. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
And this is 7 years ago.
7 years.
It's been 7 years.
We sat on your couch and got your advice, and now we wrote a book.
There you go.
We were joking that the book is the opposite of what wisdom advice.
The exact opposite. And they're still together. How about that?
And they're happy and together.
So I'm going to write the opposite book. Yes. Yeah. All right. So the name of the book, Before You Take Off.
Yes.
All right. Tell us a little bit about it real quick.
Well, the book parallels relationships with travel. We travel all around the world. We've been blessed to counsel people all around the world. And in our travels, we notice a lot of things in travel parallel with relationships, so we wrote a book about it.
Okay.
I want to know real quick before we jump into the tips. How did you two meet?
In church.
At church.
At church.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, that's why I tell these people they got to go to church. And
So you can't go to park. You got to go to church.
You can't go to the club. No, don't go to the club.
All right, so that's the first tip.
That's not in the book. That's pre-book.
Gotcha. All right.
Okay.
So let's get with the first tip that you all have given us. What's your destination? What do you mean by that?
So where are you going in your relationship? A lot of times, or oftentimes, you meet people and you're going in different directions. You're going in a whole different place. And you know, men seem to think that all we think about is marriage. Like, I just want to get in here. My destination is the altar. But that might not be a destination for a woman who is, you know, high performing, high achieving.
Yeah.
Her destination may be, I just want to go out for the night. Like, I'm not really interested in the long term. I think that us zeroing in on what the destination is very important. And I know people are kind of, it's like taboo, like, you know, you don't want to talk about it, but it does need to be discussed at some point.
On the same page.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you have to be on the same page. And you also, everybody's got baggage.
Everyone.
So that's one of the things you're talking about as well. So explain a little bit about dealing with baggage.
Well, our point about baggage is it depends on where you're going. If I'm going in the airplane, you got to check your luggage. You need to know what's in your bags. If I'm going in the car, you can throw anything in there. It depends on how long we're staying. Everyone has baggage, and can you deal with the person's baggage? Because everyone's bringing baggage into a relationship.
So it's subjective. It sounds like
Yes.
it's got to be up to you and whether or not you can deal with it.
You can handle that
as you said.
baggage, exactly.
Okay, and then if you can't, then it's just not going to work out.
not gonna work
Or you
out.
pray on it.
Yeah, if it's long term and you have a lot of baggage and things that you don't want to reveal, the thing about TSA is they go through those bags.
Yes.
So we got to go through those bags to see if this is something we're going to permit
I don't know
on
what's in
this
your
trip.
bags. I don't know what's in your bag.
Do y'all have baggage fees too?
There is a baggage fee.
Everybody's got baggage.
Everybody got baggage, absolutely.
All right, and then this next one, the mode of transportation. What does that mean?
So how are you getting there? So of course we talked about the car. You can just throw the bags in, but then there's a mode of transportation that goes a little further, which is a train or a plane, which requires a little bit more commitment. So if I jump in the car, I'm not really committed to that ride. I can get out at any time. The red light comes, I don't like you, I'm getting out the car, right? But in a train, it's a little bit more of a, you jump out that train, it's going to be a problem. And if you jump off that plane, it's really going to be a problem. So you have to know exactly the mode of transportation, how you're going, and I don't know if you have anything else.
How are you going to get there? Whether you make a U-turn, will we stop it? Do we need to yield? Are we going down the wrong road? Do not enter. So it depends on the mode of transportation.
All right, the last two we want to get to. In case of emergencies, real quick, what does that mean?
If you're in the airplane, they tell you if in case of emergency, if your cabin pressure drops, make sure you take care of yourself first. Often in relationships, we're taking care of other people, and we're not hold ourselves. Make sure you're taken care of before you take care of somebody else when emergencies come in your relationship.
And then the last one, the itinerary.
So the itinerary is really good. I love this one because this actually lets us know what we're going to do when we get there. You know, and a lot of times we talk about this, you know, how are we going to handle if one of our parents gets sick? How are we going to handle how we raise our children? Because we got married later. We got married, our children were grown. So, you know, how I deal with my kids. You know, and we talk about this off camera all the time, but how I raise my children is not the way he raised his children. He's a little more rigid than I am.
We got to wrap, but I will say, she said it all when she told me, by the way, my husband's exactly like Wisdom. I was like, girl, I am so sorry. I'm kidding. But no, that does say a lot. Traditionalist, all of that.
That's right.
And
absolutely.
opposites attract. You guys complement
We
each
are
other
very
well.
opposite.
Before we go, where can folks get the book?
So coming out in the fall.
It's coming out in the fall, but you can pre-order now on Amazon. It's called Before You Take Off. These are all your tips to love, life, and relationships.
I love that.
Yes.
Y'all are so great.
I know. Look at that. That picture is. That's what I'm talking about. Y'all are always
And
styling.
thanks to you for giving them advice.
Thank you, Wisdom.
The
awesome.
opposite.
Thank you for your advice.
Yes. Green room advice. We love it.
That's where you got to go, huh? Green.
Thank you.
All right. And that's where the real show is. All right, Holly, we'll send it over to you.
All right, great stuff.